trading bell, my heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.
Okay, good morning. Screw it, I'm not waiting for everybody to jump on. I'm just going to go. I got a lot to go over because I finally got the pricing of Seeking Alpha's Black Friday sale. It's pretty insane. I mean, let's be honest. The bundle is down to $500. You save almost $300. That's crazy for the year. Wow, Morning Hunter. Premium. We're saving $30. Now you save $90. I mean, if you want just that one by itself, and you get a free 7-day trial. And Alpha Picks is the great. How somebody's not jumping on this one? $359. That's just crazy. I mean, again, it's the Black Friday sale. I've got it down below. We're going to start with scans on Trendspider. Trendspider, they are still having a fantastic sale. The enhanced is still only $4 more. So you're still getting a great deal on enhanced, which includes a free one-on-one session. In fact, hold on. I didn't do this right. Let's say cancel. Our Safari is still going. Properties. We're going to have to go back to OBS, and then we'll go back to Safari. I may have to cancel out of Safari, but okay. The last time this happened, Safari did not hold up. So here's the Seeking the Trendspider deal, free one-on-one training session, and then the Black Friday sale. This is crazy. So $350, so $509. So it costs you $509 for the bundle. That gets you Seeking Alpha Premium and Alpha Picks. Okay, if you want just premium, it's $90 off. I'm not sure of the actual price. $209 for Seeking Alpha Premium. So that's what it is. Now, Alpha Picks, which is the portfolio, that one is $359 for the year for Alpha Picks Hunter. That is a crazy, and get it all right here on Linktree. I updated these with the savings amount. The bundle saves you almost $300. The Black Friday special on just Seeking Alpha Premium saves you almost $100. But the biggest deal is you save over $140 on Alpha Picks. They're going gung-ho on Alpha Picks. My guess is, and I haven't talked to them about this, but they really want people in this portfolio to learn more about how to manage a portfolio and things of that sort. It's really it's great for, I mean, it's teaching me stuff. I've got 40 years, managing my own portfolio, and it's teaching me stuff. MPLX cross up. Wow. Let's go to brokerage holdings and MPLX. Then we'll go to Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the crypto stuff. I don't know that there's going to be anything, because if you're not in crypto now, I don't know what's holding you back. Because it's nuts. Oh, you know what I do need to? I need to go to iBit and put this in the core portfolio. So those folks that are subscribed through Trendspider, you just got iBit in your core portfolio. So as long as you're signed up through me and you're following that, you should be able to see it. So Bitcoin and crypto, nothing in there. Covered call ETFs. These are the income ETFs. Nothing in there. We've been on such a run. I wouldn't expect a ton of things to show up in scans. Maybe on the watch list, but I don't know. I did sell out of Carnival even before, and I need to look at that because okay, leveraged ETFs, FAZ, UVIX, MSFD, MSTZ, UVXY, hold on, SARK, SDAO, QQQD. This is the bear MicroStrategy, 2 times inverse. MSTC, let me look. I gotta log in here. Sign in. Yeah, MicroStrategy, inverse. Huh. That's interesting. It gets an entry. Let's look at MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is up. Does seem to be crossing down. Okay. Algorithm still has you in that one, so I'm not too worried about it. Leveraged ETF, low cost ETFs, nothing there. Spider sectors, nothing there. I think you're in most spider sectors, to be honest with you. The algorithm, nothing in the watch list. Wow. Let's go to the Dow. Penny, J&J. Let's look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ 100. Morning, Jacob. AEP. What the hell is AEP? American Electric, huh? Look at that nice little death cross, but a little bounce. Last few times you've gotten into that 200-day, it's been good. Weekly, still have some weakness. Interesting one. Let's go to the S&P, and then I'm going to start because I've got a dentist appointment today with the dentist to the stars, Dr. Talibi. Duke, J&J, PM, Philip Morris. Okay. If you just type in tooth architect, dental.com, this is Dr. Talibi, Shiva. I think one of these, no, one of those is not mine. No. Although I do have a pretty dramatic look. Not one of those is not mine. Morning, Donnie. But if you're in the Atlanta area, she is amazing. Just amazing in Sandy Springs. And tell her Gary sent you. She knows me. She knows my craziness. She's just one of the best dentists. I mean, she takes a holistic view. What I want from a doctor is not necessarily to force something on me, is to give me their opinion. And she gives opinions and then says, it's up to you. And I trust her 100% because she's never led me down the wrong path with my teeth. Even though I was against getting my wisdom teeth taken out because I thought I was too old. Tesla. We're going to talk about Tesla. We're going to talk a little bit about Tesla. We're going to talk about NVIDIA. We're going to talk about the tariffs in NVIDIA. We're going to bring up Jim Cramer and NVIDIA because Dell is soaring based on, I think, Jim Cramer's tweet. But if you're in the core portfolio, Dell is in there. We'll talk about the Tyson fight and what a shit show that was. And let's hope that football on Christmas isn't like that. This is interesting. The Pelosi moves, if you want to track those in Trendspider. Trendspider also has this indicator. It's the FOMO indicator. I know it is a premium indicator, so you do need to pay on that one. But 5-year performance, I will put in the newsletter. I didn't post that one, but I'll put that in the newsletter. Momentum indicator. This is a great article on that says we're not done yet. I am going to put into the newsletter Steve Kress's thing, and I am going to go through. This was a great. It's 18 end of year wealth planning. It's 18 things to do. You know what? I think I'll bring that up later. I'll bring it up later because I am going to go through a shortened version. I don't think there's anything after the bell today. Powell is tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. We'll kind of pull this back here. Let's see. Okay. A. Rivera. I don't know your first name, but Rivera. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. Honestly, whatever makes you feel comfortable. If I told you to buy, would you buy? Because that's breaking rule number 1. Don't trust a douche on the internet. In fact, I will even bring you over. So the paid newsletter, if you're on the paid newsletter, I will show you this. This is a chat with Eli. And Eli asked me, Eli's a paid member, and he asked me, here, I'm going to need to. Let me move my head. That's my positions in NVIDIA. Okay. Average cost $38 in one account, average cost $98 in another. Would I ever recommend you getting into NVIDIA? That's up to you. I mean, honestly, that's not for me to say. Patty, I don't own Lily. Lily is in the core portfolio, and I don't own it. I did have a request, a question, social request, so I'm going to go over it. But honestly, what I do with Lily and what you do with Lily should be completely different. No, Hunter. So for this is the paid newsletter. I have if you pay for the newsletter, then you have free access to chat with me and talk. And Eli takes full advantage of that. You know, he does a lot of things even for the other paid members. He does a lot in this group thread. And you can start a thread. You can start, hey, Gary, what do you think of this? Hey, Gary, what do you think of that? And I reply back and forth. There's nothing hidden. It's just one of the benefits of being a paid member over there. There's not a lot that I do outside of this podcast, but the paid members, they support me. So I got to do some things that help them more than help the normal person. And I don't have FOMO. Don't think that you have to go over there and pay. The reality is, if you want to support me and the podcast, go and do it. Morning, Chris. So, Patty, I will go over Eli Lilly. There's risk. Obviously, there's risk in everything. So, and RFK is the risk. Okay. Okay, I'm going to hit record. because I'm going to get out of here before 9:30, I think. Just in case my housekeeper shows up. Good morning. It is Monday, November 18th. I hope you had a good weekend, and I hope you had a better chance at watching the Mike Tyson fight, or should I say the kind of promotional boxing match that we saw. I give it to Mike. 58 freaking years old in the ring. That's just crazy. To me, I'm 54. That is crazy to think that he got in that kind of shape to be able to go that many rounds. Yes, it was 2-minute rounds. Yes, it was 14-pound gloves instead of 10-pound gloves. But God, the ability of him to do that should just be cool. But it was technical. Now, we're going to go over the first thing, and if you want to skip like the first 10 minutes of the podcast, go and do it. Just keep hitting, because we're going to go over the Black Friday sale of Seeking Alpha and Alpha Picks. It's insane. What I learned on their conference call on Friday with all the Alpha Picks members. Yes, if you're an Alpha Picks member, you get a meeting when they make a new pick. You get a meeting at 4 p.m. that day. And yes, I bought the Alpha Pick on Friday. We'll talk about what I learned about Zeta on that. We'll also talk about how Steve Kress is a freaking portfolio king in this thing. There's a momentum article. We'll go over 5-year performance of some of the top gainers. QQQ FOMO indicator. We'll go over the biggest movers today. We'll go over the Netflix Tyson stuff, what I see. NVIDIA earnings are Wednesday. We'll go over Tesla, why that one's moving. And SMCI, other things. We'll go over everything. And the whole earnings week, and then some other stuff. So let's start out. This is a paid newsletter subscriber stuff that I was talking to folks about, just that. But let's start out. Alpha Picks performance. It's insane. Okay, this is a curated portfolio. Here's the Alpha Picks portfolio. Since inception, 172% versus 57%. This is on my Twitter. If you want to go and look at it, it is insane. The return that you're seeing from this portfolio. Now, again, I am an affiliate of this. If you go to my link tree, I updated all of this. So we're going to go through Seeking Alpha because there's 3 offers and they offer different things. So the first offer is the bundle. This is insane. If you remember, this was $650, I believe, before they took this additional amount off. You saved $289. Okay? Premium is $191. Alpha Picks is $318 for a total of $509. You get the best of both worlds. That's why it's the bundle. It's insane. That savings, hop on it. If you don't do it today, you've got a couple of weeks here, but don't miss out on this. What this gives you is the quant. It gives you the quant for thousands of stocks. It also gives you that Alpha Picks curated portfolio. So it gives you everything. In-depth analysis, unlimited articles, powerful screeners, 2 stock picks per month on Alpha Picks, all the research reports, plus they tell you when to sell. So again, this is an insane savings. Hop on it because it lasts for 1 year. Now, say you don't want both of them and you say, well, you know, I don't want the curated portfolio. I just want to know about my own portfolio and my own stocks and how it rates in the quant. That is the second one, okay? You get $90 off. Remember, this is normally $30 off, so they're 3 times your savings. And you get a free 7-day trial if you just choose premium. So go to the link tree, okay? The link tree is the third one. This is just Seeking Alpha Premium. You get a free 7-day trial. Now, say, I don't care about the quant. I don't know what I'm doing with fundamentals. I want to learn about fundamentals, but I also want that curated portfolio that is beating the S&P. Okay? That's the fourth link up there. Okay? It's Alpha Picks. The fourth link is Black Friday special Alpha Picks. If you want to beat the S&P, save save $140. This is a crazy special. Because remember, this was $449. It's now down to $359. Normal price $499. I used to get you $50 off. Now I've got you $140 off. This is it. Sign up for Alpha Picks. It's a crazy good portfolio. Not only do you get the Alpha Picks, okay, but you get a nice Sunday summary is what I get in my email from Steve Kress of how the market did, what we can expect next week, things of that sort. And he does a really good job of summarizing it on Sundays. It's an unbelievable opportunity to get into this portfolio that, again, has outperformed the S&P. Look at that, 170% since the day of launch. S&P up 55%. So that's the Black Friday special. They told me expect some big savings. They didn't tell me the timing. They didn't tell me anything. I just got the email yesterday. So it is an unbelievable sale. Hop on it. Trendspider, by the way, you'll see me go through it. They still have an unbelievable sale. It's not as good as it was yesterday, but it's still good, okay? You still save 67% instead of 71%. Now, that's only on the top tier. The enhanced and the standard, they kept the sale the same. So if you want the enhanced at $49 a month, you get a free one-on-one training session. If it's within your budget, I would suggest still getting advanced with the unlimited one-on-one training. Okay, the standard, it's a great price. You're saving 15%. So if you know what you're doing with charting, if you think the charting software that you see me use all the time is good, just go and get the standard. But again, there's your sales. So what am I? Let's see, 6 minutes in. 6 minutes in. So I'll put that in the show notes that I'm 6 minutes in on that one. Now, let's go over the Qs. And then I'll talk about what I learned from Steve Kress on Friday during the Alpha Picks phone call about the new pick. But here's the Qs, okay? We talked about how it was curling over, how the MACD, it looked like it was curling over and it was just going down a little bit. Okay, we talked about how the RSI is under 50, how it's going to feel uncomfortable buying this dip, but you should do it. I would say on the Qs, if you're looking for a good entry, anything under $500 at this point is a good entry. Will you get lower prices than this? Potentially, yes. You know, the Trump bump is completely gone. We've pulled all the way back. So expect some volatility from now until the end of the year. But I did put in the paid newsletter. And if you want to sign up for the newsletter, it is totally free. The weekend one is paid. I made a major change to optimize my cash for the next year. So if you want to read about that, go and watch that podcast right there. It's on dailystockpick.substack.com, or you can get to it from the Linktree. Again, the link is down below on Linktree, linktr.ee/dailystockpick. But I did a major thing because I do believe, and again, it's not going to be for everybody, but I do believe we end next year higher than we are this year. So, again, you know, hey, you want to look at that one. This is the momentum indicator. But before we do that, I want to talk about what I learned from Steve Kress, okay? Zeta, which is an alpha pick. This is an alpha pick. It hasn't been a secret. Algorithm got you out back here with a pretty big loss, 31% loss. Over the time, you know, the algorithm doesn't really work on this one, and that's because this one got you out with such a loss. It's capitulating. You've got an enormous gap between 21 and it looks like probably 35 or so. If you were to go to a daily or look at it a little bit. But what I learned from Steve, when you go into Seeking Alpha and you look at Zeta, okay, we're going to look at Zeta in Seeking Alpha. The quant moved it to a hold, so it was a strong buy. Now, remember, the Alpha Picks portfolio is a rules-based portfolio. So just because it moved to a hold, Alpha Picks doesn't automatically sell it. It's got to be there for 60 days or more. Okay, but what was interesting was the momentum went from an A+ to a B. And Steve specifically said there are rules within the quant that when a stock goes down by that much in one day, the quant automatically moves the momentum rating, even though the 1 year, the 9 month, and the 6 month have been phenomenal. 3 month, not that great. Not that great. But the valuation is still there. Okay? So this one stock got hammered. It is less than 1% of the Alpha Picks portfolio. So if you do what I did, which is buy the portfolio, you're doing really well. Because 24 out of the 29 companies in the Alpha Picks portfolio that have reported have exceeded revenue estimates. The other thing I'm going to show you is over here on the left, you see these portfolios. I only have a couple of portfolios. I do have a burner account on here where I've got more portfolios. But Steve Kress, I'm going to include a screenshot of what I took of Steve Kress's screen. It was filled. I mean, this entire left-hand side was with portfolios. And that's how you get organized, is you set up the portfolios in Seeking Alpha Premium and you watch them. You get an email. You can set up an email for certain portfolios, for some of the others not. You can do all of those things in Seeking Alpha Premium. But he's I think he called himself a portfolio whore. I mean, he's just unbelievable with the amount. So now let's get into the markets, okay? We're through Seeking Alpha Premium. We're through Alpha Picks. We're all that. This momentum indicator says the S&P won't peak until next year. This is an analyst, Ari Ward, wrote in a note. These are stocks in each sector that show top technical buy-sell ideas pair in each trade. The thing I was interested in is the momentum indicators indicate we'll be up. For RSI first reached 70 and the cycle's peak has been 12 months and median return through this period has been 19%. The signal was reached at the end of August. In addition, the cycle was at least 6 months away from 15 out of the 18 times, and there were at least 10% gains in the peak 12 out of 18 times. So again, they're using an indicator that indicates we have more room to grow. And I'll put this in the newsletter, but the 5-year performance of SPX, 88%. Bitcoin, 979%. NVIDIA, 2,681%. HIMS, 95%. Palantir, 614%. And the list goes on. MicroStrategy, 2,078%. And again, if I go just to my own profile, I pointed out last night, MicroStrategy, don't let 20 years make you a bad trader. You're back to even. Yeah, I mean that's how Bitcoin goes. That's the dot bomb, the year 2000. He wasn't in Bitcoin back then. That was MicroStrategy, which is a software company that just holds their cash in Bitcoin. So, but those returns I'll put in the newsletter. They are incredible. Now let's talk about Trendspider. Because let's talk about I'm gonna go here. Okay, this is the first one. This is the trader Mark Caruso, I think his name is. It's his FOMO indicator on QQQ right now. The percentage of NASDAQ stocks above their 5-day SMA is nearing an extreme low. This is a custom indicator. You don't get this in Trendspider, but you can go to my newsletter and see this chart. The last several times that you've seen this, it's almost perfectly timed a breakout in Qs. This is why I'm telling you, don't hold back. If we just go and look at the 4-hour algorithm on the Qs, like I said, it looks like the algorithm's going to get you out in the candles today. I would not use the algorithm as oh my God, I've got to get out. I would look at the algorithm to find entries. You can wait till the 4-hour algorithm has an entry. But I would say if you're dollar cost averaging for the long term, I think anything under 500 in the Qs, you're fine. Okay. And another benefit to Trendspider is having this. If you want to track Nancy Pelosi, the greatest trader of all time, track her moves. Okay, you get it within Trendspider. It's included. This is included when you sign up for Trendspider, the Nancy Pelosi stock trading activity. So take advantage of that Black Friday deal. Go over to Linktree, sign up on the last one, on the first link there. But you get the Pelosi trades. Biggest movers of today. Let's talk about this because there's a couple of them that I really want to focus on. Tesla. We're going to focus on Tesla in a little bit. Okay, it climbed 6% because the transition team says they're going to prioritize autonomous vehicles. If you don't think that full self-driving in the next year is going to absolutely take off, you haven't been watching the tea leaves. And the tea leaves are out there. Tesla is going back to all-time highs. And what's the all-time highs? When we look at this weekly chart, we can see the all-time high is 414. You're trading at $340. What'd you close Friday at? $320. Now, let's look at the algorithm, because the 4-hour algorithm does a great job of trading this one. It had you in at 256. Okay? The algorithm makes you, over the last 24 and a half months, the algorithm makes you 242%. And you may say, oh my God, how many times do I have to trade on that? You trade 23 times over 24 months. So it's not even once a month. Yeah, certain months have you a ton. You might trade 3 or 4 times. But because they're 4-hour candles, you get an alert at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and you get alert at 4 o'clock in the, I think it's 12:30 and 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock. But there's only 2 time frames because there's only 2 candles in a day. So this particular strategy works. It would have paid for all of Trendspider for you had you just followed it with, say, $500-$600. You would have made that over the last 2 years. You would have paid for your Trendspider just with this one. This isn't even including MicroStrategy, which blows this one away. But Tesla is going to move up there. Yes, it's overvalued. Valuation hasn't mattered in this one. And the reason it hasn't mattered is because the future earnings, the growth is so incredible on this. And if he gets full self-driving to actually get legal, he's going to be the first one out there with self-driving vehicles where you can close your eyes and go to sleep. Okay? I don't know that that's actually coming, but he thinks you can do it now. I don't think you can do it now. I don't trust self-driving that much. If you go online, you can see the current version of it, running red lights. You can see it curbing vehicles I would not try on the highway, 100%. I love that thing on the highway. In fact, I'm going to drive to New Jersey for Thanksgiving, and I will mostly use full self-driving on the highway. Will I use it to guide me to the superchargers every time I stop? No. But the valuation on this is crazy. Even the PEG ratio, which incorporates growth, is 15. But if he gets full self-driving to work and he licenses that out, that means this one is just unbelievably good going forward. And I think it's unstoppable. Honestly, I think you're fine getting into it. $340. Am I getting into it? No. My risk may be different than yours. I own this one in XLY. I am perfectly happy owning it in XLY. I don't own it outright. But that's one of the biggest movers of the day. Another one is SMCI. SMCI surged as much as 15%. Now, we took this out of the core portfolio. I sold out of mine. I am perfectly happy and okay with that decision. What they said is that they are going to release their 10K, their Q1 filing, the 10K, and hire a new accounting firm. I don't get it. Ernst & Young quit. They said they couldn't audit their current earnings that came out a couple of weeks ago. I don't get it. I think it's pump, and I think they're just talking their book, and I think they're pumping that up, and it's up to $20. It's up. Let's see, in pre-market, it is up 9%. It was up 15%. If we just look in pre-market and we look at a 5-minute chart on this one, you'll see it's come back down to reality. And the reason is I don't trust the management team. There's a lot of reasons to get out of this one. My biggest, I don't trust the management team one bit. Not one bit. Okay? So there's your biggest movers. Now, we'll go more into Tesla a little bit. But Netflix, Tyson, did you watch this shit show on Friday? And I'm not talking about the fight. I think Mike Tyson fighting was just a phenomenal thing. And that undercard was fantastic between Taylor and Serrano. Those two women fighting, that was unbelievable. I am a fighting fan, and if you didn't know, I worked for the cable companies. I was in charge of pay-per-view during the early 2000s, and so I got into the boxing world, and it was just a great fight. I mean, honestly, that was the fight. It was just a great fight. The Paul versus Tyson fight, not a great fight, but it was, an amazing thing that he got out there. Now, Netflix says that 60 million people tuned in to watch it. I think 60 million people saw a screen buffering the way that I did. I just saw a screen buffering. I saw Mike Tyson's ass cheeks hanging out. And then from that point forward, I just saw buffering. So I barely got to watch the fight. Let's just hope, and they even say this. We don't want to dismiss the poor experience of some members, and we know there's room for improvement, but still consider this event a huge success. Bullshit. In my mind, I think that's them taking a lemon and pouring it into your freaking mouth. I don't like it. It's down 1.18%. Doesn't mean that I'm getting rid of my Netflix. It just means I don't like the management right now. And so I think, this one is expensive. Am I buying this one up here? No. It's turning over a little bit. I would say if you get this one under $800, I think you're okay buying into that one under $800. Now, remember, this one, we just passed the all-time highs. So your support is going to be $700. So you might have to put up with a huge amount. If Christmas comes and people are buffering on NFL games, they ain't going to be happy. And I tell you what, right after those NFL games are done, they're going to be disconnecting. What do you have coming up in January? You have the WWE, the wrestling stuff. And if you don't know WWE fans, they're going to pay for Netflix. They will absolutely pay for Netflix. Remember, I was in charge of pay-per-view. I know these people. I know how much money they spend. And that was in the early 2000s. It's the same people. It's the same freaking people. So I like Netflix. I just say, hey, wait for a little bit, because I didn't like their response to that event whatsoever. Now, the big news of the day, and it's the week, it's NVIDIA. They report on Wednesday, and there was a report that came out yesterday that NVIDIA's Blackwell AI chips are overheating in servers. And I wanted to bring this up because the stock has pulled back under 140. It's at 138. I think you could buy it under 140. Now, do I think it's going to go back to 120 after earnings? It could. It could. I did a full write-up on this in the paid newsletter, and I show you the support here between 100 and 140. Anytime you want to buy it between these two bars right there, I think you're fine. I think you're fine. It's not expensive. Look at Tesla. If we go to the valuation of Tesla, you're paying 129 times forward earnings. If you look at NVIDIA, you're paying 49 times forward earnings. In the paid newsletter, I put a chart of the historical of PE. It doesn't look expensive. The PEG ratio, which factors in growth, is 1.4. Okay, so I expect this one to actually. Is there anybody out there who's bringing their stuff down? There's some. 6 people have brought down the earnings per share. 40 have brought it up. 46 bring revenue up. 4 down. I am in this one. In the paid newsletter section of the newsletter, I put my current positions with NVIDIA. So if you're a paid member, go over the newsletter, go to the chat section, and you'll see under Eli's response, I put a screenshot of my positions in there. Yeah. I hold this at a significantly lower price. I am perfectly fine holding. Am I adding to it? Eli asked, should I add to it? That's a you decision, not a me decision. I teach you how to fish. I don't hand you the fish. That's Alpha Picks. If you want to get handed the actual fish, sign up for Alpha Picks. They have a better portfolio performance than I do. That's why I put $100 and some thousand into that portfolio, because they have a better performance than I do. Do you want to put more money into NVIDIA? That's completely up to you. Are you going to lose it? I don't know. The market will decide that, not me. So if you're looking for validation, yes, you should get in. That's a you question, not a me question. Look at the fundamentals, look at the chart, and then make your decision if it's worth the risk. I think I have like 7-8% It might be 5 to 7% of my total portfolio in NVIDIA. Now, 60-something% is in Apple. So NVIDIA is a rather large position because Apple holds the majority of I consider Apple my savings account. So not everybody, if you're comfortable holding 60-something% of your portfolio in Apple, we may have something in common. And yeah, you may want to put 7% of your portfolio into NVIDIA, but I'm not you. You may be me, but I'm not you. So my decision shouldn't factor into your decision about buying or holding. If you want to use the algorithm got you in at 146. So at the 139, it'd be time to buy. In my mind, if I didn't have a position in NVIDIA, I'd certainly buy it. But I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. So don't look to somebody as validation to try and do it, because there's nobody out there. Now, Jim Cramer says just buy this thing, don't trade it. And he's been more right than wrong. Jim Cramer, the number 2 rule of the podcast is don't listen to Jim Cramer. But I think on this one, I think you can listen to Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer is a very smart individual. He's just not very good at individual stock picking, but he has been right on Apple and he has been right on NVIDIA for the long haul. Okay, there are significant pullbacks in this stock during times. Is this one of those? It very well could be. Because look, you hit this all-time high in October 2018, you pulled back 52% over 7 months. You hit this all-time high in 2021, you pulled back 66% in 11 months. Did you buy during this time period? Because I did. Did you buy during this time period? Because I didn't. Did you buy during this time period when it was going up? Because I did. So again, if you're not adding to this during this time period and holding, we're not the same. And you're not going to make the same moves as me. For me, and I told Eli this when he asked should he sell it, I said, I have a problem getting back in. So I just buy and hold these things. And yes, I sit through those downturns sometime, but I'm perfectly fine. It's 7%. If it went to 0 and I lost 7% of my portfolio, would it hurt? Yeah. My pride wouldn't hurt my lifestyle. So again, you've got to make that decision on your own. Jim Cramer points this out. Now, NVIDIA is that we're going to first address this one because this is from Michael Dell. Okay. So not only am I in NVIDIA, but I am also in Dell. I took my SMCI money and I bought Dell. And you see that green line there? That's a trend line. Where's that trend line from? It's from the weekly chart. And it transfers over to the 4-hour. So I know that, hey, at 131, I should be able to buy this because if it pulls back and it breaks this trend line, I can always sell it and I can get back into it. But Dell, in my mind, is one of those that you want to just buy and hold. Again, we talked about how Tesla and NVIDIA are so overpriced. Well, look at the valuation of Dell. The PE is 16. The PEG ratio, 1.38. And I think they're getting all of SMCI's orders, to be honest with you. And you can see from here, this is the first in the world NVIDIA server racks that are now shipping. Liquid cooled power edge core weave, the AI rocket, just a massive boost. That's the first one. It's shipping now. So NVIDIA is also going to come under fire from the global trade war. Now, what's interesting about this article points it out. When Trump's first round of tariffs were announced in 2018, NVIDIA stock plunged 31%. Remember we took a look at that NVIDIA chart right here during this weekly chart where it went 52%? Boy, guess when that was? October 2018. Timing? Trump's heading into office. Are you comfortable doing that? Well, one of the other things that Trump's doing is Tesla. And again, Trump team plans to ease U.S. rules for self-driving cars. Why do you think Elon put all that money into it? And again, from a chart standpoint on Tesla, I think we already went over this. If you can get into Tesla under $300, get into it. The Bollinger Bands right now, you're pulling back, but you're up 5%. You're at 340. Where's 340? It's just under these Bollinger Bands. So the Bollinger Bands are going to expand more. And look at how high that MACD is. Am I getting into this one right now? No. But am I into it? Yes, because I've got a big position in XLY. And again, Tesla sources investors bet on an easy ride for federal approvals on autonomous vehicles. That's what it's jumping on. Now, in line with Trump's tariffs here, Xi Jinping, we're ready to work with Trump, but warns on crossing red lines. In my opinion, the Trump tariffs will start a back and forth with China, and you could see Apple targeted again. You could see from China. Remember what happened last time when tariffs were put on? They said, hey, no government employee can hold Apple devices in an office, in a government office. And Apple went down like 30%. I think you could see that. The other thing that you could see is any one of the Chinese stocks, BABA, JD, Pinduoduo. You could see, remember, all of those that are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, they are all just Caribbean paper. It's Caribbean Queens, like I call them, because it is illegal for a non-Chinese citizen to hold stock in a Chinese company. So the reality of it is they set up these offshore accounts where you buy into BABA and it's all there. Xi Jinping could literally one day say it's illegal. Those things are no longer listed. You go to zero. So understand what you're buying. The Hong Kong shares are what you want to buy. And just Google, because there's a couple of ETFs out there with the Hong Kong shares. So just be aware that that's a risk. So let's talk about the week ahead, because you've got huge earnings. Trip.com today set to release after the market closes. Then Tuesday, you got Walmart. Then Wednesday, you have NVIDIA, and you have core portfolio, X-Core portfolio, Target, which I went over in the newsletter this weekend. So if you're interested in my thoughts on those, you can look at them in the newsletter this weekend. Thursday, we got Deere. And then you have a bunch. This is a great article. It just sets it up with what to expect. So if you come at me and say, hey, what can I expect? Monday, we have Palo Alto Networks. Go to Earnings Hub. You've got a couple. Powell Networks, which is an alpha pick. They're reporting on Tuesday. I gave my thoughts in the newsletter on that one. Then you have Walmart on Tuesday morning. You got Target on Wednesday morning. You got TJX. You got Zim, which is a crazy one, that pandemic trading. You got NVIDIA, Snowflake, and PanW. I gave my thoughts on everything. PanW is one you just want to buy and hold. In my mind, I think you just buy and hold it. And then you have Deere, you have Intuit, NTAP. You got a bunch of earnings. Nothing that I'm necessarily going to go over today, because, listen, the reality is NVIDIA is going to drive this market. If NVIDIA misses, if NVIDIA misses, the Qs, remember, it's in the Dow now. And historically, Dow stocks, when they get added to the Dow, don't do very well the first kind of 6 months that they're in the Dow. So if NVIDIA misses, the Qs will probably come back to this 200-day at 480. And when it dips under that 200-day, you load up. Do you want to wait for that? No. Roll the dice. Again, if you're afraid of NVIDIA on its own, just buy the Qs. Social requests. John, great show as always. He was talking about Friday's show. What's your opinion on SLI? Do you think lithium has a promising future? Also, SOXL has been struggling. Is it by the dip? SOXL is a triple leveraged ETF. So it's struggling because it's a triple leveraged ETF. I mean, just trade that one. That one, there's nothing that I can tell you other than if you want to trade it, you can trade it. I did say go into that because I thought that semiconductors would have a great fourth quarter. We haven't seen NVIDIA earnings. So SOXL, I'll look at, let's look at the chart before I go into a thing. The algorithm got you out right here, got you out at 32. So if you want to trade that one, it's out. And it's super, super weak. You're back down at 26. I mean, SOXL, the algorithm makes you 133%. Buying and holding makes you 144. Your win rate, 40%. So the algorithm's pretty good at that. You're trading right at the 200-day. You've broken this trend line that was up. Okay, right now in pre-market, it's up at 26.79. That doesn't get you to this trend line, which is at 30. So is it time to assume that this trend is broken and we're going to head down? Maybe. NVIDIA is going to drive this one. So let's look at SLI. In my mind, I think, again, semiconductors, it's a hard call to say that semis are going to be good in the fourth quarter. I think NVIDIA drives that one, and I'm just waiting for that one to kind of go out. I don't have a big position in it, but I did buy it when I told everybody that I would. Now, SLI, you're coming on this 200-day. Boy, this one swings a lot. Now, I will tell you, the algorithm makes you 33% for 24 months. What if you just bought and held this one? You're down 60%. Okay? And the reason you're up 30% is not because you win a lot. You win 26% of the time, but your average win is 23%. And the only reason you're making 33% is because this trade right there, you got out with 68%. That's it. This trade right there, you got out with 48%. So I don't know about lithium. I don't know about this stuff. John, that's a you call. But SLI, it's upper left, bottom right. We can go look at the valuation. SLI right here. They're not making money. So I don't know what interests you in this one. They're not making money. Growth, nothing. Profitability, nothing. Momentum, it's okay. Revisions, one analyst brought it down. So I don't know what interests you in this one. Seeking Alpha analysts seem to think it's a strong buy. Go and read those. Other than that, I have nothing to tell you. It's upper left, bottom right. Wouldn't be interested in it at all. It doesn't have a 200-day. So for me, I'm out. Andrew from email. Hey, Gary, I was wondering if you would check out Rolls-Royce. RYCEY. I think this is a foreign stock, if I'm not mistaken. It is over the counter. So there might be some issues there. I don't want to agree to ruin the profits I have. I was curious if you could see the stock continuing to build. Here's the thing, Andrew. I'm not a soothsayer. I'm not somebody who's going to tell you, oh my God, this one looks fantastic. I will tell you right now what I see in the chart is that I see some divergence with the MACD going down like this, the RSI going down like this, and the stock kind of trading down. But if you can hold on to that 200-day, I think you continue to move up in the 4-hour. Now look at the weekly. The weekly, you had a golden cross right here. You could trade it when it gets under that 9-day and it loses confirmation. You can get out. You can wait until it hits the 50-day at $5.41. Rolls-Royce, I don't know the company well enough to give you a guidance for a long term. I don't know it. You're going to have to look at that yourself. Now, from a valuation standpoint, they're not making money. They will at some point because their forward is at 32 times earnings. Doesn't seem crazy. But from an aerospace and defense, what's better? Redwire, RTX, GE, Triumph. This is just based on the quant. So again, I think you want to use Seeking Alpha to try and find that out. It's not something that I can look at in 5 seconds and say, long term, you're fine. But I will tell you, look at that 50-day. And look at the 200-day. They're moving positive. So if you're in this one, I think, the all-time high at 12, maybe that one's in its realm. But you can see right here where it pulled back at 8. That was where it really dropped off at 8. You never really had a time to build up there. So, and you're seeing a lot of selling pressure with those red candles right there on the volume. I said to Andrew, I will add it on Monday, but realize long-term buy and hold, you should absolutely have much more information than me. I typically get questions about long-term buy and hold stocks, and my opinion shouldn't matter at all. If you are nervous about it taking over a large position in your portfolio, you should trim. That's what Seeking Alpha, that's what Alpha Picks does. When it gets over 10% in the portfolio, they actually trim the stock. Remember, I'm the guy that held Apple since 2004 without selling. If this was Apple, I wouldn't worry about it coming back. I wouldn't worry about taking profits. For me, it never worried. So, Andrew, my opinion really shouldn't matter. If you believe in this company and you believe in its long-term outlook, you should absolutely have an elevator pitch that is more than what I just went into. From Spotfiy, Fabiola. Hey, your thoughts on MetLife for long-term hold? Same thing. I don't know insurance. This is not one where I would say, okay, it's Apple. They're innovating. I have MetLife insurance. I don't. I have no MetLife insurance. So I can't tell you long-term buy and hold. What I can tell you is insurance has been one of Warren Buffett's great, investments. Now you're trading above your 50-day. Your Bollinger Band is up there on the weekly chart. Your MACD super high. The last few times it's gotten up here, it's pulled back. The RSI is at 60. So in my mind, if I were trading this, I'd pull out. But if you are a believer that this is a long-term buy and hold, trade it on a monthly chart. You know, again, it's broken past its all-time highs at 61. You can see this is just a monthly chart of MetLife, and it goes back to 2000. So, you know, again, Fabiola, I don't know. That's my best answer is I just don't know. Long-term buy and hold, I can't help anybody with. Ryan asked me about Lilly and Big Pharma with Trump appointing RFK as the Human Health Services. Not looking good right now. Possibly an overreaction. I don't think that the appointment of RSK and the reaction of Eli Lilly is an overreaction. I think this is a realistic pullback. And there's two reasons. One, he's going after the food supply. And the food supply will affect GLP-1. Now, excuse me, while I just stubbed my toe and I've got to go fill my prescription for GLP-1. Remember, it's not going to change that people will use it. So the reality of GLP-1, I still think that the revenues are there. This one is just expensive. And I said that all the way up to 900. Understand that you're buying an expensive stock. And you can see right here, I'm going to pull this out because we can see it right behind. I will put this, see where this one kind of capitulated right here and you're going through it. Where's the next capitulation? It's down here at 629. And where's the next capitulation on this weekly? It's down here, right at 466. Now, do I think that you get down there? I don't think so, but could it? Yeah. I don't think that a political appointment who's targeting vaccines and targeting drug companies is an overreaction. And you can see the revisions are an F. Remember, they came out with earnings and they said, our supply is fantastic and we can't meet the demand. How is that true? Their supply is an issue. And so you can go and look at their valuation. It's expensive. It's trading at 56 times forward earnings. Their PEG ratio, as long as they continue to grow, it will be fine. But again, the street is basically valuing this based on their future growth. And if RFK comes out and says something that GLP-1s are illegal, they shouldn't be prescribed for this, and they go after the FDA for actually releasing that guidance, and they go after this, it's not an overreaction. So I don't think that this is an overreaction. Now, I will tell you, it's not coming out of the core portfolio. This is still the best drug company out there. But it's reset itself. Okay. Do you want to load into this one? I don't think so. Full disclosure, I don't own this one. I've traded it before, but I don't own it. I got out somewhere around this 600 mark and I haven't gotten back in. I just haven't gotten back in. So it's not in my wheelhouse, Ryan. If it's something that you like, then go into it. But I don't think that the political appointment is an overreaction. If for some reason RFK comes out and says going forward, we're not going to allow them to prescribe this for a stub toe, you all of a sudden see that growth stop. Or if he goes to, and says, hey, the compounding pharmacies, we want you to continue compounding because we want to bring the price of these drugs down. That could be an issue too. They may enact new rules where actually it's easier to get GLP-1s to try and make sure that people are thinner. That might be the possibility. But again, I just don't know it. But I in my mind, it's just too risky. If for some reason, some of Trump's appointments want to come out after big tech, Trump uses an iPhone. He doesn't want to see that shit go down. Where am I heavy into? I'm heavy into Apple. Trump wants it to be an AI president. What am I big into? I'm big into NVIDIA. Trump doesn't necessarily use a computer. Microsoft, I have it as my top thing. But, Trump he doesn't like Google. He doesn't like Meta. So I'm not super heavy into those, but they're top holdings of mine. But you know what? I'm building a position in. It's IBIT, because what does Trump want to be? Don't look at the AI Lilly as going down. Look at the opportunity in Bitcoin. So you've got to weigh your positions here, and you got to swing with the market and understand that there's opportunities and there's risks everywhere. When you're trading a stock and you're looking at a long-term chart, decide what you want to be long-term into. And there's nobody out there that will tell you absolutely a year from now, this is going to absolutely 100% be true, because the market will dictate that. Remember, I always say that whether you're, in January, whether your grandmother's making meatloaf or turkey for Christmas dinner, it's already priced into the market. The market knows. So try to look at these things as they come to fruition. And again, as the opportunity comes out there, you can absolutely look into it. Now let's talk about scans. MPLX. This is my energy play in the core portfolio, and it got another cross up here. So you're getting another entry. Remember, we talked about how MicroStrategy during the run, you see here how it had this buy-in here at 125 and these alerts. Remember, the entry in the algorithm is an opportunity for you to add to that position. And so it will alert you, hey, even though it got you in here and it still has you in, you can add to this position right here. That's the great thing about the 4-hour algorithm. That's the great thing about Trendspider and all of the strategies that you have. If it's going to add you in at another point in time where it hasn't gotten you out, that's the great thing about it. So again, setting up those alerts. But MPLX is my core portfolio energy play. I've been telling you guys about this one. I've owned it. I think I even put it in the newsletter that my average purchase price. Hold on. I'll tell you what my average purchase price. I'm going to go into Fidelity right now. The market's not open, but I can look at my average purchase price on MPLX because I actually have owned this one. All I did was buy and hold. And you heard my Seeking Alpha interview. The benefit of this, of buy and hold, the absolute number one strategy for absolutely everybody is find good companies with good products, good earnings, and good management. My average purchase price on MPLX is $15. $15. And that includes, because we just got a dividend, that includes the most recent purchase up here at like 47. But the average purchase price is $15. Now, another one in the Dow that just got, this isn't in the core portfolio, it's not recommended, but I do scan on the Dow, it's J&J. Would I buy into J&J? No. Reason? I don't see it. Even though the MACD's way down here, even though the RSI is down here, I'm not a big healthcare guy. And I took J&J out of the core portfolio when I sold out of it in my own portfolio. So I didn't like the company. Something eked me about it. Deere, which has earnings this week. This one came up as an algorithm pick. This one, $3.98 right there. Their earnings are on Thursday. Or I'm sorry, it's Wednesday, I think. Yeah. You got this one hanging right about the 200-day. If we go and we look at the long-term chart on this one, you're in this trading range. Now, the upper end of the trading range is 447. If we go and we look at Deere, do I think that this one might be a good opportunity for you to get into? Well, it's a hold as far as the quant goes, but we can look at Wall Street. Wall Street says their price target is 414. If we go back here to look at 414, where's 414? It's right about there. So if we just put a line here at 414, we're just going to put a line at 414, right down there. That's 413.88. That's where it is. You don't have much upside. You know, a couple of times you've pumped up here to 450. You know, once here in April 2022, you know, back here you were at 400. So 400 has been a real struggle for this one to hold on to, because you can see a couple of times it's just dipped down below 400. That's been your trade. Anytime under 400, that's been your trade. So again, you want to look at these things and look at them a little bit. Remember, the tools are there for you. Everything that I look at, I provide you. The tools are there. You have Black Friday sales on Trendspider, which you can get for $500, okay? $591, $545, okay? And then you have the Black Friday deal on this for $1,000. You can get every tool that I have in my toolbox. There is nothing that I use for $1,000. Do not let the Black Friday deals slip, okay? That's my guidance to you is get the tools. And there's only 2 links that you have to use. The first is Trendspider, right there. Get the Black Friday sale. And the second is the bundle. And say you don't want Alpha Picks. You don't have to get Alpha Picks. You can get just Seeking Alpha Premium. Say you just want alpha picks. You can get that because you want to learn fundamentals. You don't necessarily care about the quant holdings of your current portfolio, and you want to use the free portion of Seeking Alpha. You can go and do that. You can get the free 7-day trial on this one. You can go and purchase Seeking Alpha by itself, get a free 7-day trial, and go and purchase Alpha Picks by itself. What's that? $359 plus I think it's $200. Yeah, $209. That's what, $559? It's $50 more than this, but you save an additional $50 if you just get the bundle and you have it for a year. You don't get the free 7-day trial, and the reason you don't get a free 7-day trial, they don't want you accessing the portfolio, on day one and then just pulling it out. So there's the podcast. That's it. I will be back tomorrow. Remember, don't wait on the Trendspider one. The Black Friday sale on Seeking Alpha, you can wait. But I'd just start from day one. Remember, we had an alpha pick just on Friday, so you can buy that one, buy that pick, and set up your portfolio. If you have any questions about, how to set up your portfolio, let's see, that you can go to this particular one. Let's see the videos. We're gonna go right to where is it? Videos. It is this one. I bought $50,000 of the Alpha Picks portfolio. It was 3 weeks ago, and I'm up like 5-6% on it. So it's 36 names. It's not hard. I show you how to set up the spreadsheet. You can go and read the newsletter if you want. But, again, everything's out there for you. There's nothing that I'm hiding. So, okay. Take care. Say bye. Bum, bum, bum. See, I told you I was going to be done by 9:30. Morning, Mark. Morning, Marco. Morning, Scott. What are the best companies to trade in the 4-hour? What are some of the best that trade in that strike? I don't know, Patty. I do know that Tesla trades really, really well. Tesla trades fantastic. What I would tell you to do, Patty, is more scroll down below the performance on the bottom, and you'll see the entry of the 4-hour algorithm, and you'll see the exit. You'll see the secret sauce. It's all down there for you, Patty. So I know this one trades really well. I know MicroStrategy trades fantastically. I think, does Costco trade pretty well? I think so. Let me see. No, it doesn't trade all that great. Meta trades okay. I mean, again, 192%. Apple trades about buying 37% versus 58. Amazon is 55 versus 116 buy and hold. Berkshire, remember that a lot of these are in consolidation periods, so it's hard to tell. But I don't have a list of, oh my God, this one trades, and there's no scan that will go out there and say this one trades the best. In the algorithm, you kind of have to do it on your own. So, yeah, I'm in New Jersey. So if it gets delisted, it's taken out of the S&P, so you're going to see a bunch of selling pressure. If it gets delisted, they don't report earnings kind of the same way. It won't get the same coverage. It's going to kind of go into hibernation, if you will. It's up 10% right now. For me, it's just too hot to hold. So, and Joe, welcome back. Yeah, on the streets, it's horrible. Morning, Scott. Morning, Moneza. I don't, you know what, Hunter? I don't know. Honest to God, I don't know. I don't know I mean, asking me, let's just, I don't eat a lot of meat. Asking me about the medical industry and which one the RFK is going to do is like asking, me, hey, what's the best slice of meat? If I'm going to cut up a cow, how do I do that? I don't know. And yeah, Pelosi is the greatest trader of all time. Okay, let me put this into to do iMovie. Wah, wah, wah. We're going to put this. Oh, I've got to go back to my projects. And we're going to open up that. Boom. We're going to take that out. And put that in. We'll colorize this mofo. Okay. Let me just expand it. Okay, I think that one's good. I think the volume's okay on this one. It seems to be okay. We're going to put that in. And green screen, we're going to put that in on green screen. And $11.18 pod. Okay. It is I mean, if you don't have if you don't have full self-driving, what I would tell you, Scott, is, or anybody out there, go and test drive a Tesla, because the test drives do include full self-driving. You can literally just have it drive your, your test drive. And then, you're not, I think you're liable. I don't know how it is, but I don't know. I don't exactly know what it is, but I had a friend who had it drive him around Atlanta. He was super impressed. Oh. Okay, RJ's calling me about healthcare. 3 minutes ago. Sweet, my transfer was taken. The car is just, it's just not, it's not good. Full self-driving. I mean, it's better than anything that's out there in my mind, but ooh, I'm actually way up. How am I up? Oh, Apple's up 0.61. That's why. I was saying I'm beating the street here. Yeah. Okay, I'm out of here. I got to go edit this all together. Remember, Black Friday deal. So take care to the 50 or so people who are in here. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Okay. See ya.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. hopes and fears.